It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this session. Something we're very proud of. Having Sham here, Madhur here, talking about the work we're going to be doing together. So I'm Vidar, the Chief Executive Officer of CARPL.ai. If you don't know about us, but we are your friendly neighborhood AI platform. Getting all of the world's AI into your packs, into DeepHealth OS through a single integration, helping you build, test, deploy, monitor, and now improve AI for radiology. We're going to be having Dr. Sham Sokka, who's the Chief Operating and Technology Officer of DeepHealth. Sounds like a lot of work. And we're going to be talking about the collaboration, followed by Madhu, our dear friend now, who runs technology at DeepHealth, who's going to be sharing some more about the integration and all the stuff we've been doing together. So, Sham, take it away.
Great. Thanks, Madhur. I appreciate the very kind introduction. The length of the title correlates to the less work that I do. The team over here does all the work. I get to take credit for it. What I thought we'd do is do a brief introduction of DeepHealth, and then I'll hand it off to Madhu, who will talk through some of the specific things we're doing with CARPL and why we see a great opportunity in this space, right? So if we advance the slides, oh, you have the clicker. Sounds good. So DeepHealth, who are we? We're RadNet's digital health sector. So that means RadNet, the largest imaging provider in the United States, we do about 10 million studies. We also have a set of digital products, and DeepHealth is the umbrella brand around that. We have more than 350 customers in the US and Europe. In the US, we primarily play in the outpatient imaging segment, in the retail segment, teleradiology segment of radiology, doing risk-based AI things. In addition, we also have various AI products, right? In mammography, which we announced recently with GE as a partnership, lung cancer screening, prostate cancer screening, and brain health. So our AI investments are traditionally in the screening space, which is the dominant type of imaging done in the outpatient setting, right? So we invest there in that space. In other imaging areas, that's where we're really partnering with CARPL to integrate AI assets into radiologist workflow. Beyond that, it's a global organization with R&D resources across the country, and we've integrated multiple AI acquisitions over the years into now what we say is DeepHealth risk-based AI integrated into DeepHealth OS. So if we go a little bit deeper, our broader mission is this concept of empowering breakthroughs in care through imaging. And the breakthroughs concept is we're really interested in sort of paradigm-changing sort of things. And I think this partnership with CARPL is one of those, right? We've been on this 10-plus year journey with AI, individual AI, showing clinical value one at a time. And then CARPL's been on this journey to bring that together in one integrated experience. And now with the DeepHealth OS partnership, the idea is really to integrate the AI experience with the everyday radiology experience, right? From operations to clinical to the everyday population health imaging as well. So broadly speaking, just some of our unique capabilities. As we said earlier, DeepHealth is an integrated part of RadNet. So one of our really strong, unique capabilities is the fact that we can build things, deploy things into RadNet's practice, get rapid feedback, and then do product development. So that's one of the things that we really are very proud of, and it's actually why we're able to go at pace and speed. And then again, that's the other opportunity now as we bring CARPL into RadNet, a way to really start to innovate with CARPL on the AI infrastructure layer, right, as we call it. All of the things that we're doing, because we've got clinical environment, it's really clinical proven. And we're, believe it or not, we're a pretty large scale company. We do quite a few images, both at RadNet and with our external customers. We're running AI in major cancer screening programs in the United States and in Europe. For example, in the UK, we're running the lung cancer screening program. 90% of the volume goes through our AI and our radiology services. And so with that, the benefit is that you get also all the results, all the learnings, and then we can put that into better AI products and better integration strategies to drive and improve the workflow. So in a broad sense, and we're working on broad challenges across radiology, everything from patient engagement to workforce challenges to data and technology elements, and then really to drive the next generation clinical impact in radiology. And I say this because a lot, the perception is that DeepHealth in some markets is an AI company, DeepHealth in some markets is a risk tax company, but we're really an end-to-end radiology workflow company, really focused on tackling problems along the care continuum from day-to-day patient operations to clinical outcomes. And one of the areas that we're really, really trying to elevate the role of AI, particularly and where it can have a huge impact, is in this area of population health. If you look at imaging, definitely United States, increasingly in Europe, increasingly outside of Europe, imaging is the first line of defense. And in that case, we're often looking at populations much early in the disease process. And therefore, imaging can be a key player in disease prevention, disease management, secondary prevention, as we do in cancer screening. But there are many other areas that don't get the same attention. So I was just telling someone the other day that we do 300,000 thyroid exams. And so we're the first line of defense for thyroid cancer. And thyroid cancer rates are going up because of environmental pollutants. And that's something else to now start monitoring. So imaging increasingly is playing a bigger role in population health. It's one of the areas that we're continuing to invest more broadly. So at the core, how do we solve all these problems? Because you think it's such an ambitious agenda to solve patient engagement, to solve the radiologist workflow, to solve the scanning workflow, to drive all this clinical impact. So how do we actually do it fundamentally? Well, if you look at the current set of solutions in the marketplace, you see really solutions sort of segregated in all these different areas, right? They're all sort of point solutions in this space. And what we have data experience with RadNet is then you have all these different stakeholders in the care pathway. And then all those stakeholders are touching all these different devices at the same time. So if you ever go to an MR scanning room, you're seeing, a technologist touching the scanner, a technologist touching the wrist, a technologist touching the PACS. And then in some places you have a separate patient engagement system that has a questionnaire that they have to look at so they do the right scan. So you're inundating with them all this disconnected data, and it's very difficult to execute their imaging activity, right? So the goal of what we're doing in DeepHealth is really putting all this data together in one environment, and that's really what DeepHealth OS is. It's a consolidated data management layer with a consolidated experience for all the stakeholders. So think about now, when you put all the data together, then I have instead of having a work list, a viewer, a reporting tool, I have one diagnostic workspace where data can move between all the different assets, between all the different parts of the diagnostic workspace, right? And same thing for technologists. I just gave you the MR example. The opportunity there now is to bring all these different pieces of data into one environment so the technologist can do the right scan, right? So the fundamental focus of what we're building out is this concept of DeepHealth OS, a universal secure data layer on cloud with a universal experience for all the stakeholders to drive value all across the imaging chain, right? Now we enter the market because not everybody's ready to consume one platform for all these pieces. We enter the market as collections of these different workspaces. So diagnostic workspaces essentially are PACS Plus. Operations suite is our risk plus, if you will, right? And so we have other solutions that we're bringing to market that way. And then on the AI side, what we've done is it's not enough just to be the AI. We want to really bring all the elements around breast cancer screening together. So our Smart Mammo solution not only brings the AI in for diagnostic reporting, but we also bring all the compliance management tools, the patient engagement tools. So think of these as integrating all of these solutions for those specific workflows, right? So we become a partner to a system that's trying to scale up their screening program versus just giving them an AI that does one piece of the whole value chain, right? So that's how we're entering the market, both in sort of these population health portfolio as well as this enterprise imaging portfolio. The population health portfolio, that's the announcement we did earlier in November, and we did a launch today at the GE booth, which we're partnering with GE, where they're providing the mammography systems and we're providing all the other information technology around it to scale up a screening program, expand access, and so forth. At this event, where I handed off to Madhu, I think an important part, I've been in radiology a long time, as is Vidur, and a lot of us, we grew up in this industry. And I think one of the great pleasures of being at RadNet is that we have a responsibility, I would actually say, to bring the ecosystem together to move radiology forward. We don't have all the answers, and there are really a lot of folks working on deep, rich solutions that when you integrate into what we're working on, becomes more and more complete. So that's really, the philosophical reason that we work with CARPL and the team is really to leverage their capabilities with ours and to really move radiology forward. So with that, across our portfolio, we have very significant relationships. We talked about GE already. We're partnering with Siemens on the ultrasound side of things. And then in the diagnostic suite, we also have a very deep and rich partnership with Hopper on the foundation models space, and we're integrating their technologies into our diagnostic suite, as well as Terra Recon on advanced visualization. So when you now have a diagnostic suite experience, you have a CARPL inside with our streamlined fast viewer in the marketplace. We have access to CARPL's AI technology, AI marketplace technologies, and then we're injecting elements of Hopper's AI into that environment, right? So now you have a truly integrated, enriched, singular experience for the radiologist versus this disconnected, workless, reporting and viewing solution. All that is running on DeepHealth OS, and so we're partnering with CARPL both on the diagnostic space, but on the core AI infrastructure. I mean, we fundamentally believe the next generation of PACS, if you don't have an AI infrastructure, what is a PACS for? It is actually to start delivering these AI assets. And what we're really excited to work with Vidura and the team on the CARPL side is the notion that as we bring AI, and now we have the experience at RadNet where we put 2 million plus diagnoses with AI, this is an evolving piece of technology, right? Initially, people get their FDA algorithms approved on a few thousand studies in a very controlled population, and then you put it in the wild, and everything changes. Everything is different. Radiologists use it differently. And so you really need a control system. You need a monitoring system and you need a control system to make sure that AI is used responsibly, is used safely. So you can look at model drift, you can look at data drift, you can look at how different physicians are themselves drifting in the way they're using it, because now they're integrating it into their workflow and their practice patterns are changing. So you need to be able to monitor it and bring that back. And that's the core of what we're partnering with CARPL on. And I think it's a paradigm changing thing, because if you don't have that, how the heck are you going to bring AI responsibility into the workflow? And so that's the mission that we're on, and we're excited to be working with this team. I'm going to hand it off to Madhu, who's going to go a little bit deeper on some of the specific use cases that we've done using the CARPL technology.
Thank you, Sham, for getting us through how the DeepHealth. Thank you guys for having us here, and thanks for Sham kind of introducing our portfolio of the products, right? And how DeepHealth OS or how DeepHealth is transforming the radiology forward. So our whole core mission is to be able to take the radiology to the next level. Now, the essential piece, I think so, as you guys go over to the entire RSNA floor, the AI is one of the big themes. And what we have done is taken the heart of the AI, which is with the CARPL, and baked into our DeepHealth OS to make it much more smarter, much more AI capable, much more efficient for radiologists, so that they can read the report fast. Right. Going forward, let me take the specific integrations what we have done. Now, if you look at, I'll introduce a broader theme, and then we'll go to specific integration. Today, one of the important aspects of any software, hardware, or anything what you build is, can it learn by itself? By seeing day to day how the user is behaving, how the user is, let's say, giving feedback to whether the algorithm works or not, or how, let's say, overall workflow happens so that it can learn from itself. If a system, or software, or hardware, or other thing, if it cannot learn by itself, it will not become smarter over time, right? So if you look at this particular slide, what we have done with CARPL is we've taken the heart of the CARPL, integrated deeply within the DeepHealth OS. And so let's say, for example, when we have the studies that is coming in to the DeepHealth OS, you have CARPL, which basically, based upon the configurations, what we have done in terms of what kind of algorithms that we want to execute. For example, you want to execute occipit or analyze, or even our own products. So we have Sage Lung or DeepHealth Lung, and all other AI products into the CARPL platform. So ideally, they'll execute all of these things and be able to produce a normalized output. For example, if occipit or analyze or others produces a results to, let's say, prioritize a work list. Everybody might have a different value that will come back. Now imagine for radiologists, somebody is giving 0.9, somebody is giving high, somebody is giving medium, low. So for the radiologist, it is not an effective way of how they can prioritize and read his next case. So what CARPL integration, what we've done is we've taken all of the complexity that comes from all of these AI wonders you see in this RSNA floor, normalize it and bring it back to get a consistent work list so that they can prioritize the right case to read. Because sometimes it so happens that if you don't prioritize the right case, you might actually, it will have a patient impact. So we make sure that we normalize the score, radiologist read the right case, and then you can then report on. The second part is, as he's doing it, the engine is learning by itself. That's what Sham talked about, AI control and monitoring system, right? Let's say if a radiologist gives us feedback that, hey, it was not a high, it was a medium, then the feedback is fed back into DeepHealth OS and then into the CARPL so that it can learn and become smarter. That is the two important components what I would want to highlight in terms of technical integrations what we have done with CARPL. Taken the heart of the CARPL, put it in there, make a self-learnable system, which in a sense gives you the AI control system, and also have a prioritized work list so that the rats can pick up the right case and read faster and effectively. That's one of the important integrations what we have done. And then in terms of, let's say, so as you look across the RNA, one of the major theme that comes out is that providers don't want to have point solutions. It's like, I don't want to buy algorithm from this vendor, packs from this vendor, risk from this vendor, and from, there are many such situations where providers don't want to do that. They want to have a seamless experience, a seamless way in how they want to interact, seamless way in how they want to interact with the system, and be able to drive efficiency in the radiology, right? Now, if you look at what we have done with the CARPL is, we built what we call a widget. I would say it's an entire OS. If you miniaturize it, it is in that format. So all the OS capabilities, whether it is launching our fast stream viewer, launching your AI insights, launching, let's say, sneak peek into the AI markings that we want to have, all of it is condensed into what we call a widget. Now, let's say you go into the provider where you have your own packs and risks and all of those. Now, let's say if you introduce a new viewer, a new workplace, people will get confused. So what we have done is we have built a a deep integration with CARPL in form of a widget. So you can still use your own RIS, you can still use your own packs, but you can use all the AI capabilities that DeepHealth Lung, DeepHealth Breast, and all other products what we have built in this form. So you can follow the same workflow, but you can get now AI insights into your own product. So then the RAS doesn't have to have a different experience. They can have the same experience, but with the power of DeepHealth operating system without you having to change anything. But by the way, if you want all of the capabilities, then you can actually move to DeepHealth OS, which will provide you a single unified experience across your patient onboarding, your risk, your packs, your viewer, your reporting, and everything else. So we offer everything under the umbrella. But what we have done is, oh, by the way, if the providers have a way in which they want to interact with it, we have made a smarter way of how we can do it. So that's another deep integration what we have done, which I think so is going to unlock capabilities for the providers and also be able to experience the DeepHealth products across the portfolio in your ecosystem. Next slide. So we also did case study to actually, before we actually enter into the partnership, we wanted to test the product to say whether it really works in the way it is stated, right? We in fact, in RadNet, we have an initiative to actually choose the right AI algorithm for, like, a different anatomy X-ray space. So Christopher, is driving that initiative. And what we have done is we have basically taken a lot of data within the RadNet, and we actually funneled it through CARPL platform. So we are able to process a lot of these images across different AI vendors here, what you see in our SMA. The idea was to be able to look at which is the right provider for the right X-ray anatomy, which can produce the right results. Because this is essential for us to know what are the algorithms, what do you want to configure so that we can have the right outcome for the radiologist. And we were very, very happy in terms of how the whole integration worked out, wherein which we were able to process more than 3,500 Ks per hour, or in that range, which is very, very huge because provider for RadNet, where we are doing a lot of X-rays, this becomes a critical piece. Because in a lot of situations, we have normal X-rays. Now, if we are able to find a lot of these, we can actually improve the radiologist reporting and also turnaround time and improve the throughput within the our RadNet ecosystem. So this was very helpful for us. We have baselined different vendors in the market, and now we know for which algorithm, what we need to use so that we can provide a better radiologist experience in prioritizing the workplace and also drive efficiency in the radiology reporting. So this is, I talked about the widget. This is the video of the widget, what we integrated in DeepHealth OS. Maybe we can play it so that I could voice over. So what you see in the left side is basically our DeepHealth OS worklist. When you click on a case, if you see the purple thing on the top, that basically is the widget what we have integrated with CARPL. It actually opens that particular case and also flags that. Probably it's not visible. There is a red dot there. That basically is what it flags. And this could be different packs, by the way. It need not be our own packs, but we have deeply integrated with our own packs. And then when you open it, it opens up, let's say, the AI findings from Eden, which is our own product, right? And also, if you look at the right side, that is our fast streaming viewer. So our fast streaming viewer basically streams all the data from the cloud. You don't have to prefetch it. You don't have to download anything locally to your machine to stream it. In fact, for the TOMO studies, we can do less than 3 seconds. And that fast how the viewer is, right? So what happens then is you can sneak peek into the all the reporting comes from the AI. And also, if you want to do any further analysis, then you can go to viewer and you can do the measurements and everything else. So this is how deep the integration what we've taken for the CARPL. But what I see is the future is, with the deep integration with CARPL, we will be building AI control system of the future, which not only is on the imaging side, it could be on the LLM side, it could be on various criteria through which we can build a real smart AI monitoring system. It's not just about, hey, I have another AI orchestration layer in our catalog, but rather a system which is smart enough that it can help the radiologist, it can help the patients, it can eventually move the radiology forward. This is how we're looking at in terms of how deep we want to integrate with CARPL and be able to drive the radiology forward. Now, we're open to any Q&A. If you guys have any Q&A, we'll be more than happy to answer.
Oh, there's a question over there. How is DeepHealth?
How is DeepHealth unique in this space?
Yeah, look, I think as I said earlier, the core of what we're trying to do is build a enterprise imaging stack that has a AI infrastructure, a scalable AI infrastructure to host, run, execute, monitor the broad range of AI applications that are coming into the space. And currently the entire industry is struggling with it, right? PACS is in one corner, AI businesses are in another corner, the infrastructure guys are in another corner. And the fundamental thing that the industry needs now is the partnering and the integration of these things into one unified workflow. And that's what we're trying to bring to the market. And you'll see some of that. There's a lot more to do, but you're seeing some of that now at the show already this year. And we're going to be bringing further and further advances on top of that AI infrastructure over the course of the next years.
I'll also answer it pretty easily, right? Today, if you look at broader landscape in technology, if you look at whether it is Apple, Google, or everybody else, most of them are manufacturing their own silicon. Now, the reason why they're doing it is because they can build in that smartness in it, where not everybody can compete or copy that. So if you look at DeepHealth, what we're doing is we're building a fully vertically integrated solution with our own packs, with our own viewer, with our own AI reporting system, with our own AI orchestration layer, and with our all the integrated tax ecosystem, in which case we can build solutions and capabilities that no one else can build. And that's how people are also doing in other technology industry, and that's also what we will be doing, such that nobody can compete. Let's say if you buy from, let's say, I'll take an example, right? If you take a look at a leading reporting solution, oh, by the way, it doesn't integrate with PACS. Oh, it doesn't integrate with the reporting. So you can't build smartness in the workflow if you are in a siloed solution. Now take a look at DeepHealth, where we are following how the technology is changing, and fully vertically integrated solutions such that we can have a broader impact, where we become smarter, better, and work with the ecosystem together.
Any multi-site or cross-site collaboration or communication feature, such as cancelable and conferences?
Yeah, so those are the features that we're building in the roadmap, where, let's say, we look at DeepHealth OS, a lot of collaboration features beyond that, where you have chat communication, collaboration, sharing between different radiologists, multi-reads, all of these collaboration features are going to be part of the ecosystem. And we are leveraging our partners, cloud partners, and other ecosystem partners to drive this instead of we building, which is a kind of a best of the breed and also faster to market.